New horror story. The antique I bought as gift destroyed my family. The music box on my daughter's nightstand just opened by itself, playing that twisted lullaby in reverse. The tiny ballerina inside is spinning counterclockwise, her painted face now turned toward me with eyes that definitely weren't there this morning. My hands are shaking as I reach to close it, but the metal is ice cold and burns my fingertips like I've touched dry ice. It was 3 weeks ago when I bought the antique music box from that estate sale on Maple Street. The old woman selling it seemed desperate to get rid of it, practically shoving it into my hands when I showed interest. $20 for what had to be worth hundreds. Hand-carved rosewood with mother-of-pearl inlays. "For your little girl," she'd whispered, her eyes never quite meeting mine. Children love music boxes, though this one has very particular songs it likes to play. My daughter Celeste was turning 6, and she'd been asking for something magical for her birthday. The music box seemed perfect. Vintage, beautiful, mysterious. When I wound it up that first night, it played Frère Jacques in perfect, delicate notes. But the melody was wrong somehow. Too slow, too deliberate, like it was being played at a funeral. Celeste loved it immediately. She'd sit cross-legged on her bedroom floor for hours, watching the ballerina spin while humming along to melodies that definitely weren't Frère Jacques. When I asked her what song it was playing, she'd just smile and say, "Sophie's song." "Who's Sophie, sweetheart?" "The lady in the box. She tells me stories." The first sign something was wrong came a week later. I woke up at 3 a.m. to the sound of music playing from Celeste's room. But when I went to check, she was fast asleep and the music box was closed. The silence was absolute, but I could swear I still heard faint notes echoing from somewhere inside the walls. That's when I noticed the scratches. Tiny marks carved into Celeste's dresser, spiraling outward from where the music box sat. They weren't random, they formed patterns, almost like writing, but in a script I'd never seen. When I touched them, my fingers came away with splinters that seemed to burrow under my skin. Celeste started talking to Sophie more frequently. I'd find her having full conversations with the music box, nodding seriously as if receiving important instructions. When I asked what Sophie was telling her, Celeste's expression would turn secretive. Sophie says she used to be a real girl, but now she lives in the music. She says she gets lonely and wants someone to dance with her forever. The music box began opening on its own at night. I'd close it firmly before Celeste's bedtime, but by morning it would be open again. The ballerina frozen mid-spin as if she'd been dancing all night. The mechanism should have wound down hours ago, but it never seemed to need rewinding anymore. That's when I found the newspaper clipping tucked inside the music box's felt lining. A story from 1962 about a 6-year-old girl named Sophie Martinez who had gone missing from this exact neighborhood. She'd last been seen playing in her bedroom before simply vanishing from a locked house. The article included a photo. Sophie had Celeste's exact face, down to the dimple in her left cheek. I tried to take the music box away, but Celeste screamed like I was murdering her. She clung to it with impossible strength, her tiny fingernails drawing blood when I tried to pry it from her hands. For just a moment, her eyes reflected the lamplight like an animal's. "Sophie needs me," she whispered in a voice that sounded too old for her throat. "And I need Sophie. We're going to dance together soon." Last night, I woke up to find Celeste's bed empty. I searched the entire house calling her name until I heard the music playing from her room again. When I pushed open the door, Celeste was standing perfectly still in the center of the room, arms raised in ballet position. But she wasn't alone. Another girl stood opposite her, pale and translucent, wearing a 1960s dress that seemed to be made of the same music that filled the air. Sophie. They were dancing together in perfect synchronization, spinning faster and faster until they became a blur of movement. "Celeste!" I screamed, but my daughter didn't seem to hear me. Her eyes had turned the same glassy white as the ballerina's painted ones. That's when I realized the music box was empty. The tiny ballerina was gone. I lunged forward to grab Celeste, but my hands passed right through her. She was becoming translucent, fading with each spin of their ghostly waltz. Soon, there would be 2 dancers in the music box and 1 empty bedroom. I'm typing this as fast as I can because Celeste is starting to fade completely. The music is getting louder, more urgent, and I can hear Sophie laughing, a sound like crystal breaking. The music box is calling me now, too. It wants a complete family. My fingers are moving to close this laptop, but I don't remember deciding to do that. And when I look in the mirror across the room, I can see Celeste standing behind me, her painted ballerina eyes reflecting nothing but music. She's reaching for my hand. The dancing never stops. Thank you for listening. If you really like the story, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more daily horror stories. Thanks,